I don't really like the personal development kind of like landscape. I think there's a lot of kind of imposters in the personal development world that have used ideas of personal development to create a following, but there really wasn't any of their own personal development that happened like previous almost like, and I'm not judging. Absolutely. I'm just saying I think that's kind of the feeling, the general feeling I get.
Yeah.
But it's something different when like you listen to an Ed Milet or like someone who's and he's just the one that comes to the top of my mind. But someone who's really done something like great, and just and watching their story, and that's the same theme of just how they did, where they are right now, and how successful that is in their private jets and like whatever. That didn't happen this year when they bought the jet. That happened when they were training the 15-year-old kid in jiu-jitsu, and they like did it to its fullest extent, you know. Or whatever.
Absolutely.
It's like what people don't understand is there's like, yes, there's luck and a lot of fortune involved in that, but there's also a lot of choices made that lead up to that point. And I talk about that, you know, a lot, and just work in general. It's like any results you have right now are just lagging results from the work that's been done previously.
Absolutely.
Right. Who I am today is because of the choices I made yesterday.
Right.
And the idea is just to constantly be like giving your best, because as that compounds over time, I mean, you can really have an impact on people.
Right, and plant those seeds, right? Like we're planting seeds. You plant that seed, you take care of that seed, you water that seed, and in time that relationship or that seed you planted will bear fruit at some point. And like even I think guys like Diego Baca, right? Like that trainer, the guy who's starting to train today wants to train NFL players, right? I mean, or MMA players.
Dude, he was my freshman. He was like my freshman defensive coordinator. He was my defensive coordinator on the freshman high school team. But you know who else's defensive coordinator he was on the freshman high school team? Ryan, who's it first started with Alan Branch.
Oh yeah, see.
He was Alan Branch's defensive coordinator who played in the NFL, right? Yep. And so Alan said, "Hey, I want you to come live with me when I'm going through camp." And then he did the same thing with
the Cooks.
With the Cook brothers, who I don't even know. I don't know if they're still playing, but they played in the NFL for a long time. And they would have Rich come out pre-camp every year and live with them and train them.
Yes, sir.
So like, how's that ever going to happen if a guy who's a freshman high school football coach is not saying how I do anything is how I do everything?
Exactly.
It never turns into anything great. And I work with a lot of guys who are really ambitious, but a lot of times they'll kind of get big heads if they've done something even remotely seems good, and they'll be like, "Oh, I think I'm just worth way more than." It's like, maybe you want to be, right, but you always have to treat every little thing that you do with like that excellence.
Absolutely, with your full commitment. Yeah. And what's great about that too is like that's actually what makes you good.
Yeah,
is teaching those lower levels, right?
Oh,
like
dude, totally.
Sharpen your craft
completely.
Like,
and my question though is like one of the thoughts that came to my mind while you were talking is, so you're planting seeds. We're always planting seeds, but are you training like with your Kalik was his name? Mm-hmm. Are you being Kalik's like the best coach you can be for Kalik because you're saying, "Hey, I really hope this turns into me working with Mark Wahlberg someday"?
No way.
But so many people think that way though, right? Absolutely. They're like, "Hey, I'm gonna use this little thing and then one day I'm gonna become this." When in reality, like, look at all the opportunities that have come up for you just because of how seriously you take like everything that you do.